All right, man, listen up. When it comes to this whole concept of self-improvement, we've heard about a bunch of different ways to go about it, whether that's meditations, cold showers, a good diet, working out, improving our sleep, and all that good stuff. Yet a lot of people forget about this one underrated way to completely improve your life, and that is none other than traveling. Yes, sir, I'm talking about hopping on a plane, hopping on a train, hopping in a car, just getting the fuck out of where you're from. Because if you understand the concept that most of your issues, your problems, and the overall situations that you're dealing with in your current life are centered around and revolve around your environment, then you'll understand that if you get yourself outside of that environment, you're gonna raise your level of consciousness and awareness to the point where you can see things clearly for what they are. So let's break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. Now, when I'm referring to traveling, I'm not talking about just going out and just partying and stuff like that. Maybe that's something you like to do when it comes to your travels, but me personally, I'm not really trying to go travel to just be degenerate, you know what I mean? But if I go travel, one of the main things that I benefit out of it is that all of the past turmoil that I'm dealing with in this current situation, in my current environment, in my day-to-day life, essentially becomes wiped away. They don't go away completely because I will have to come back and have to deal with them face to face, but they become wiped away for the time being. And when they're wiped away for the time being, your brain and your mind and your state of consciousness elevates to the point where it can see things for what they truly are, and it can produce solutions to those issues. It can produce ways to get around these situations. It can produce ways to just elevate your situation to a new level. But if you're always in the same environment, in the same day-to-day routine, in the same just flow of life, you don't really see another path. It's like going on the highway and you just go south every single time, and you take this certain exit and you go to your job and you do your job, you come back home, you watch TV, and you do the same thing over and over again. You can't see, you understand what the problems are, but you can't see them for what they truly are. You can't see where they really are affecting you. You can't see where the root cause of them really resides. And when you do go travel, if you do it properly, if you do it in a way where you're kind of detaching from your normal routine, detaching from your normal environment, and detaching from your overall state of consciousness that lives in that environment, then you'll be able to expand your perspectives, expand your experiences, and expand your overall ideas of life. Like, it really does something to you when you're outside of this environment, when you're outside of your day-to-day routine. And I'm not saying don't have a routine. I'm not saying just move from place to place every 2-3 months. I'm not telling you to do that. You do need to set up base. You do need to have a routine. You do need to have something that you can fall back on, and that is a solid foundation. But if you get too caught up in that, especially us as men, we can just bang our heads on the wall over and over and over and over again, wondering why we're in the same situation still. So instead of going through that, if you plan out certain times to go traveling, preferably somewhere that's filled out in nature, preferably away from your phone, preferably away from your work, your business, your friends, even your family. You can go solo, or you can bring a couple friends with you that you know that you can really be yourself around, or you go with your family. But if you go solo, that's probably one of the best ways to go about it. But if you do that and you plan that out certain periods of your life, you're gonna come back to that situation with so much more force, with so much more juice, with so much more solutions to help you get to the next level on your progression to becoming your best version. But a lot of people in life, when they go travel, they just completely shut off their mind. And that is a part of what I'm trying to exemplify with this video, is that you do want to shut off your mind, but not completely. You don't want to just go full degenerate mode where you kind of putting yourself in a bigger hole that you need to climb out of after you're traveling. Most people do that. Most people, quote unquote, hate their lives and do not enjoy their day-to-day life and do not enjoy their day-to-day routine and do not enjoy their environment at all. So when they have the time to go travel, they'll just go wild out. All that pent-up energy, all that pent-up anger, frustration, and all that stuff that they've been just holding down below and has been boiling up to the surface just pops, just goes crazy. And that's why people crash out when they go travel. They spend a bunch of money. They go get drunk every night. They go do drugs every night. They do this and they do that. Yet we are doing it with this type of approach on a whole different level. We're doing it as a way to reset, reconnect, and reflect. So you reset your overall routine. You reset your overall, hold up, there's people talking. Give it a second. Shut the hell up. You reset your overall way of life. You reconnect to your actual goals and purposes, and you reflect upon all the problems, all the different circumstances, and overall the positives in your life as well when you do travel properly, when you do it the right way, when you're doing it not as an escape, but as a way to enhance yourself. Let me say that again. You're doing it not as an escape from your day-to-day life, but as a way to enhance it once you come back. Because if you can unplug for a little bit, you can unplug from the phone, you can unplug from your job, you can unplug from your day-to-day routine, you can unplug from even your diet, your environment, all that stuff. If you can unplug from it for a little bit, you'll be able to see what things really matter and what really do not, and what are the things that are causing a lot of the turmoil in your life, because you've taken a step back from it all. Because if you don't understand that your environment plays a huge role in your overall journey of improving yourself in life, then all this stuff is just gonna go past your head. Your environment, I don't care how mentally disciplined you are, how much willpower you have, how much overall thought that you can just push through things and just not let other external forces affect you, that is not reality. Your environment plays a huge role in your overall development. That's why if you move to a different state, or you move to a different country, or you just move to a different city, you get a whole new perspective on life that can either enhance it or derail you. So you have to choose which environment is going to be your home base. But when you go travel, you'll understand that that environment that you've been living in for however long, or you've just been accustomed to for however long, is actually just a part of the map. Like when it comes to a video game, you know, if you play things like Skyrim and stuff like that, like more games where you're just out doing stories, doing side quests, doing main missions and stuff like that, the more you go about the map, the more it becomes revealed. Everything on the map is dark at first. Then you go into this new city or this new region, and then it opens up. You do a couple missions there, and then you go up over here. It opens up because you do a couple missions there, and then you go over there. Keeps opening up, opening up, opening up until the point where you got the whole map jotted down. You got everything locked down. You know where things are. You know where to do things. You know how long it takes to get from here to there. All that good stuff. The same rules apply when it comes to your life. The more places you unlock, not only externally when you go travel, but they will also unlock in your brain internally. As we all know, everything that we experience in the external world is merely just a reflection of our internal state of mind. Our internal landscape projects out our external landscape. So when you're in this environment, when you're in this place that you've always been accustomed to, and your internal environment is just locked into a certain way, certain mode, certain state of being, and then you go out to somewhere new, that internal landscape, that internal environment opens up. It unlocks. And when it unlocks, guess what? There's so many different connections you make when you go traveling if you do it the right way. So many different insights that you get when you go do traveling the right way. So many different sources of intuition you get when you go do traveling the right way. And guess what? You take all these back, come back to your regular environment, yet your brain is still loose. It's not gonna lock back up right when you get back in. All those insights, those intuitions, and those perspectives that you gain from that traveling, from that productive traveling experience, can now be plugged in to your day-to-day life. And guess what? When you come into your day-to-day life, you unlock more of that. You think you know everything about it. You think you know everything about your environment and your day-to-day life and your routine and stuff like that. Now, when you got new perspectives, you unlock certain things in this environment as well. It's crazy to think that a lot of people don't do this to the point where they just go travel to just escape, when in reality they can do it this way to unlock different parts of their mind, unlock different parts of their internal world that will shape and mold their external world when they come back to their day-to-day routine. A lot of people just want to hit the pause button, go out and do their shit, come back to the same life, and just keep doing it over and over and over again. But we as men who are on the path of self-mastery, path of self-improvement, whatever you want to call it, are looking to add on new layers, add on new levels to our journey, add on new overall experiences to this life. And when you do more of these things where you expand your mind, when you expand your consciousness, when you add in new experiences to your overall story in life, guess what? The more things start to connect, start to plug in, and start to map out into a beautiful picture and beautiful painting. Some things that you might have gained from this traveling experience might not be applicable right at that moment you come back, but a year down the line, you'll remember those insights from that traveling experience because it was a different, new, fresh stimulus. And then that moment where it clicks again is where it can be plugged in to take you to the next level. So how do you really go about traveling the right way? I'm talking about all these benefits of how to do it, or I'm talking about all these benefits on why you should do it, why you should do it properly, but how do you go about it? Well, me personally, I'm a tropical guy. I like going places that are tropical, got nature, got water, got hikes, all that good stuff, man. All that good stuff. So personally, that's what I like to do. If you like to go up in the mountains, go up in the mountains. If you like to go to a new city, go to a new city. If you like to go to a village, go to a village. I don't care. I don't care where you go. I don't care if it's 3 hours away or it's 3 days away. I don't care. What you should do though, when you get there, is to roam around. Yes, have some plans of some things you want to see, but also when you get there, grab a bike. Grab one of those e-bikes or those little electric scooters or whatever the hell, or just use your 2 legs and just roam around. Roam around, have no thoughts in your mind, use it as a meditative experience to just experience what this new environment has to offer. Just go about and then go find a place to eat, go find some fruit to buy, find a place to have some sweets. I don't care, bro. Just let your mind roam free and let your intuition guide you to wherever it is. I have a video on this channel talking about the importance of intuitive strolling, just going out in nature and just strolling. Same rules apply. Stroll out in whatever city, whatever village, whatever tropical island, whatever new country, new city, new state that you're in. Yes, again, have certain things that you want to go see, have a certain plan that you want to have on this trip, but a bunch of the time, just go out and just enjoy it. Don't be so rigid with your traveling. And when you go do that, put that goddamn phone away. I know you might need GPS and stuff like that. Just try to like get it in your mind or write it down or where you need to turn, this and that, but put this goddamn phone away. Put this shit away for a good amount of time. When you go traveling, your screen time should drop down a fuck ton. If your screen time is the exact same or even goes up, man, you're doing traveling wrong. You're probably going out to the clubs, you're probably going out to parties, you're probably going out to get drinks and this and that. And hey, man, if you want to do that, by all means. But if you're doing it in a more productive manner, where you're just going out more for a reset, then you want to stay away from a lot of the stimulus. You want to stay away from a lot of the degenerate stimulus, if that makes sense. Because you're already getting a lot of fresh stimulus when you do travel. So let's keep it on the productive things, on the things that are going to help improve your mind, body, and soul, rather than things that are going to degenerate it. They're going to put it in a worse position. But if you want to have some fun here and there, man, go for it. I'm telling you what I would do. I'm telling you things from more of a broad perspective. But yeah, you want to do the intuitive strolls. You want to get off that phone, and you want to do things that are challenging to you. If that's cliff jumping, I love cliff jumping. That's why I like to go tropical places. I'll go find a fucking crazy cliff. Like recently, I just did a 50-foot cliff jump, and it just a lot of adrenaline. You can't be thinking. You just put it into a pure flow state, and you just go jump off that shit. And then you want to go do it again. You want to do it again. Then you want to do a backflip off it. Then you want to do a front flip off it. That stuff, something that's challenging, whether that's hiking, whether that's you try new activity out there. You want to do things that are put you in that flow state in a new environment. Because when you're in a new environment, you're already in a kind of a flow state. Then you add into a flow state activity, man, you're going to be tapped into a different level. And then when you come out of that experience, you're going to feel like you just took the world's cleanest shower for your mind, body, and soul. It feels way different. It feels like I can't really explain it. When you do these types of experiences, when you're traveling in a different place, you feel completely brand new. And when you feel completely brand new, guess what? You get those new insights, new intuitions, new perspectives on life that are going to help you elevate and improve your overall development mentally, physically, and spiritually. So it could be hiking for you. It could be taking out a motorcycle. It could be taking horseback riding. It could be doing something out in nature is the best way to go about it. But again, you can do some other things, whatever suits your needs, whatever floats your boat. But you want to do stuff like that so you're away from the phone, you're doing intuitive things, and you're doing challenging activities that put you in a flow state. That is probably one of those are probably the three biggest things, three biggest keys, three biggest areas that you really want to hone in on when you go traveling for this more of a productive manner. You're not trying to go out and just waste your time on this traveling experience still dwelling on things that are in this environment. You want to detach from, again, like I said, maybe it's your work, maybe it's your business, maybe it's your relationships, maybe it's your family, maybe it's your friends, maybe it's just your routine. You want to detach from that. You want to just not think about that. The more you think about that, the more you're pulled back into that environment and into this quote unquote comfort zone. When that comfort zone is wiped out clean, guess what? That's where you start to grow. You're already getting out of your comfort zone by getting into a new environment. But when you do things, again, like challenging stuff, you're staying away from the phone, stimulus, stuff like that, and you're actually doing things where you're tapping into more of the feminine side, aka the intuitive side of your mind, especially as a man, because that rigid routine, that hardwired set of mental programmings that we go into our day-to-day lives with is a very masculine trait. So when you go in that more intuitive state, that feminine state, and you're just flowing with life easier, guess what? The universe can speak to you better. Those intuitions, those synchronicities start happening, and guess what? When you come back to that mode of the more masculine state, you'll be more balanced. And when you're more balanced in life, everything flows smoother. Not everything in your life just goes better like that, but everything flows smoother because you're balanced. You're not just tipped over on one side and then everything else is neglected. You gotta have that balance in life. You gotta have that balance between the yin and yang to truly improve yourself to the ultimate version. Whenever you're too unbalanced on one side or the other, that's where you really see the problems and the issues in your life start to grow and grow to the point where you need to take this reset and you need to just get the fuck out of your environment, because then you come back with that fresh state of mind, with that fresh state of perspective. The more you're able to do that, and the more you're able to just experience life from different angles, different perspectives, and different viewpoints, the more well-rounded you're going to be as an individual. Like if you go travel to different countries and you get exposed to different cultures, you're going to see like, hey man, like not everybody thinks like this, how everybody thinks like that in my my hometown or where I'm living at right now. There's different modes of life that people are in these different areas of the world. And if you only plug yourself into this place and you only plug yourself into that perspective that revolves around that place, guess what? You are narrowing your mind on what life can really be like. Maybe you travel out to this country and you're like, damn man, I want to live like this. Guess what? You're gonna come back, finish your business, pack your bags and dip out. That suits me better. That suits my path better. That suits my goals better. That suits my purpose better. You don't know these things until you actually get out and expose yourself. So this is why it's one of the most underrated ways to improve your life. But most people think, hey man, traveling is just for vacation. Traveling is just for holidays. Traveling is just for fun. Yes, it is fun, but you can have fun in a productive manner. You can have fun in a way that progresses you on in life. A lot of people, when it comes to self-improvement, think that everything has to be difficult. Everything has to be a grind. Everything has to be a struggle. And yes, there is some truth to that, where things that are getting you out of your comfort zone should be a little uncomfortable. I mean, of course, it's gonna be uncomfortable. It should be a struggle, but in reality, some of those quote unquote struggles can just be illusions and could be fun in the moment. Traveling is not quote unquote comfortable for the majority of us out here. It's not comfortable for your mind, body, or soul when you really just jump into a new different experience like that. But it can be fun putting yourself in those challenging situations. It doesn't have to be a struggle to the point where you're like, I'm grinding. You need certain points in your life where you can just dip out of that grind mode and tap back into that mode where you're just in awe. You're in that inner child mode. When you go travel, everything's new to you like you were a kid. Everything's new to you. Every single detail of that place is new to you. Even if you go to the same place 2-3 times, it's new to you every time you go there. When you're here in this environment, you know a good amount of it. You don't know all of it because you're not fully focused on each detail, but you kind of hardwired into a certain route, into a certain routine, into a certain thing that you can repeat over and over and over again, because we as humans on the masculine side crave consistency and crave something that we can predict. When you can't predict things and it's so wild and so chaotic, then you don't feel comfortable, and then you feel like, hey man, I need to go back into this mode. That's why traveling for a decent amount of time can get you in that chaotic mode, and guess what? That chaotic mode will then bring you back into the order mode. It's that masculine and feminine principles that are swinging back and forth. When you find that balance in between the two, guess what? You are living life in alignment to everything that this universe has to offer. So if there's anything you take out of this video, is that, hey man, maybe I'm too much into my routine. Maybe I'm too much into the grind. Maybe I'm too much stuck into this perspective that comes as a correlation to the place I'm living at. Maybe I need to detach for a moment, because all these circumstances, all these situations, all these issues and problems can't seem to be solved while I'm on this grind mode. I'm on this routine mode. Maybe I need to take a step back and really just detach myself and get into a place where I can really just let everything simmer down. Let all that pent up stuff come up to the surface and show me what are the things that I need to really pursue and really take action on. What are the different perspectives I need to gain? What are the different things that my mind can really connect to actually make sense when I come back and plug it in together? Like, it's really crazy and really interesting how much your mind will start to connect different dots and connect different details and connect different overall messages and pinpoints when you actually get out of this box and this routine and this environment that you've been in for so long. Your brain is so much more capable than what you are thinking right now, than what you may believe right now. But it's got to be able to stimulate to the point where you can tap into that inner child mode and detach from what I've referred to as the default mode network, especially when it comes to topics like psychedelics, topics like altered states of consciousness, which I've discussed on this channel, on the main channel, as well as the Patreon. Shout out to the fucking Patreon. If you want to join up, help support the boy, get up on some sauce, whether that's exclusive videos, full guides, occult lectures, monthly masterminds, and much more. The link is going to be posted in the pinned comment of this video. Run it up. But all these concepts of the default mode network finally start to shut off when you're in new states of consciousness, and that can be from traveling, can be from psychedelics, can be from meditation, can be from all these different things. They're all just tools to get to the same destination. Psychedelics can feel like a vacation. That's why it's called a trip. Meditations can feel like you're on psychedelics, and guess what? Psychedelics again feel like a trip, a vacation. Obviously, you don't want to do one thing too much. Like you don't want to burn out your brain on psychedelics, and you don't want to travel too much to the point where you're always escaping your day-to-day life, or you don't want to just rely only on some type of external force to get you into those altered states of consciousness. That's why meditation is so key, because you're only relying on the internal to get you those inner states of consciousness. But for the time being, use these as tools to help you along your way. When you alter your state of consciousness, you alter your perspective on what life can offer you, and you alter your overall motives, and you alter your overall systems on how you want to achieve your purpose in life. Because if something isn't working and you're still in this environment and you think that if I just keep working harder, if I just keep doing it more, I'll get to that point. Yes, that might be true, but it might be an easy, quote unquote, easier route, or a more efficient route. That's a better word. More efficient route to go, but your brain is just so blocked off, so tunnel vision, because it's just been accustomed to this one state of being in this one mode of existence because of the environment that you live in. So there it is, man. If you do want to improve your life almost immediately, like it's so effective, try planning out a good traveling experience, whether that's by yourself, with your family, a couple good friends, wherever it is that you want. Then take these tips, take these pieces of advice, plug it into your traveling experience, and come back to this video, comment down below, and tell me how it worked. Because I promise you, if you travel the right way, it's gonna bring about 10x results to your overall life. It's one of the biggest returns on your investment as a man on this road of self-mastery and self-improvement. I'm telling you, bro, all the routine habits we have are great. That's the foundation. Like cold showers, steam retention, working out, good diet, meditation, pranayamas, all that stuff I talk about on this channel, on the main channel, on the Patreon, with my one-on-one coaching clients, with the consultations I do. All that good stuff are the foundation, are the things that stay there, that are concrete, that are the solid base to keep building upon. But traveling, that's like a double XP booster. You do traveling and you're doing all these things, man, and you travel the right way, you're not doing it for degenerate reasons, man, you're gonna up the score, up the numbers 10x, 100x. I'm telling you, man, it's that powerful if you do it properly. And maybe I'll be making a whole guide to it on the Patreon if you guys enjoyed this concept of using traveling for your overall development of the mind, body, and soul. But let me know in the comment section down below, because your boys have been out here in the field and the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains. And I'm out of here. Peace.